Peace, death is heaven.
Yeah.
Peace and quiet. That's fucking heaven.
Because I've always been of the opinion that I don't want there to be an afterlife. I find no comfort in it. I find more comfort in there being empty, black nothingness, genuinely. And I'm not saying this to be contrarian or to be, provocative. Genuinely, I think that is more comforting than living.
That's not scary, because I think people are scared of death because they don't know what's beyond. And someone said to me, well, what do you think it feels like when you die? And I say, like the 13.5 billion years before I was born. And that was all right.
Mirage and see that coming into existence doesn't have any inherently positive value itself, then they would realize that it was actually better not to come into existence.
You came to exist. And because you came to exist, your lack of existing was followed by a life. You, the life that's watching this video. That's what you are. A life. One life out of the billions that currently exist. Now let's do a thought experiment. Imagine the universe is completely devoid of all life, and so there's no conscious experience. Then you pop into existence. Because you came to exist, your lack of existing was followed by conscious experience. It was the coming to existence of a living brain that caused conscious experience to ensue. Now let's rewind the thought experiment back to when the universe had no life. This time, when you come to exist, you're 2 inches taller, your hair is a different color, and you're a different race and a different gender. Despite all of these differences, your existence causes consciousness to follow your lack of existence. This one and only brain caused experience to follow non-existence. Now, let's rewind the thought experiment once again, but this time you come to exist as a bat. You're an actual bat. You're not a human mind inside of a bat. You are a bat. You experience existing exactly as a bat experiences its existence. Despite all of these differences, your existence still caused consciousness to follow your lack of existence. This one and only brain caused experience to follow non-existence. The only difference is that instead of the experience of being a human following non-existence, it is the experience of being a bat. Let's rewind the thought experiment one more time. This time you come to exist as an alien. So instead of a human life following non-existence, it is an alien life that followed non-existence. You can keep rewinding the thought experiment and pick any sort of life to follow non-existence. No matter which life it is, conscious experience follows non-existence due to there being a living brain that's responsible for conscious experience. Now, I have a question. What was the one thing that all of these different versions of you have in common? Each brain was different. Each body was different. Each experience was different. The one thing that caused experience to follow non-existence was the coming to existence of consciousness itself. Every time a life comes to exist, consciousness comes to exist. This is true outside of this thought experiment. Each brain is responsible for bringing consciousness itself to exist. So, no matter the life that comes to exist, consciousness ensues. If you're the only being in the universe and then you die, and then an elephant comes to exist sometime after you died, that consciousness being done by the elephant brain would be the experience that follows non-existence. It is the coming to existence of consciousness that causes an experience to follow non-existence. It doesn't matter which brain is responsible for the consciousness.